Alright, what is up everybody? Sorry we are starting in kind of a weird spot here. The game crashed as it was loading, so I'm hoping I'm not going to miss out on this first creep round here. I really need this to finish loading. Yeah, the game BlueStacks, I don't know what happened, but it just crashed while it was loading, which never happens to me, so yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. This is really strange. But anyways, what we're trying to do this game is force a build. So I've played some Divinity so far, I've played some Warriors, and I think what I would like to try and force here is Assassins. So I'm going to start looking for Assassins, units that go well with Assassins, and tanks for the front line. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and grab this God of War. Divine Assassins is a pretty fun build that you can try and play. In order to make that work, however, Phantom Queen cannot be one of your Assassins, because obviously she makes the Divinity buff not work. So if you want to try Divine Assassins, you've got to get your 6 Assassins without using her, which is not a big deal. Okay, the Dracula Mask, we might want to put that on a Shadow Crawler later. So right now we're just looking for Assassins, and to upgrade our God of War, because he's going to look in like he's going to be our main tank this game. So, forcing a build is when you have in your mind the idea of what build you want to play, despite what units show up for you. So far, if I look at this screen in particular, seeing the 2 Warriors here, plus the God of War, in a normal game, I would probably be inclined to go Knights at this, or no, I'm sorry, Warriors at this point, because that would give me the 3 Warrior buff, as well as a Cave Clan pair with those 2, so they would actually be pretty tanky and pretty strong. I've also seen a couple Druids by now. In fact, I'm going to buy this one, because we could also use Druids as our tanks and front lines instead of the God of War, if we end up getting well upgraded Druids. If we get something like the Razor Claw, then we could have the Beast synergy along with our Assassin synergy. So our Assassins will be doing a ton of damage if we can do that. So, what we're going to be doing, since we're forcing the build, is we're only going to be buying the pieces that help us build those units, or Druids. And the reason Druids are the exception is because you can do things like the Unicorn trick to gain extra gold, which I still have been unable to do on this channel. I have tried doing the Unicorn trick many times for you guys, it just never works. I'm wondering what's going to be the strongest. I think if we're going Divinity, an Abyssal Crawler... Do I have any mana items? I do. An Abyssal Crawler could be really powerful with a really low cooldown on his ult. So, let's see if... Oh, and we went up against an open 40 person. That person's actually AFK. So, right there I was just deciding who to throw in as my 3rd unit. Because I have the Divinity synergy going on with my God of War, all of my units' cooldowns are cut in half. So this was an 8-second cooldown, but when I'm playing Divinity, that's a 4-second cooldown. So if I can generate my mana quickly, he can essentially be stealthed indefinitely. So let's go ahead and grab another Abyssal Crawler, the Whisper Seer. I'm debating if leveling up would help me win this round, and I think it would, so I'm actually going to sell these. Level up and throw in another Shadow Crawler, or I'm sorry, a Soul Reaper, Soul Breaker. Oh, and another Abyssal Crawler. The reason I opted to level up there was because I was on a win streak. Well, I'm not quite on a win streak yet, but I did win my first round, so if I can win this round, I will be on a win streak. And that'll start helping me to accelerate my economy and give me an advantage in the game. So that's why I chose to level up there. I just wanted whatever my strongest possible team was on that turn. Another added benefit is now my chances of getting, or now I have a chance of getting a Shining Archer. And I have a higher chance of getting my 3-star, or my 3-cost Assassins like Shadow Crawler. Okay, here we go. So now we can throw our 3 assassin buff in. I'm still not 100% sure the best way to position assassins and to position your tank. I see a lot of people do this kind of formation where you have 3 assassins on one side, 3 assassins on the other, and then your tank in the middle. As far as I know, that's a decent positioning, but I haven't really figured out what's best for assassins just yet. So it looks like we should have no problem with this person. Getting the 3 assassin buff is actually really nice. They do a ton of damage, as you can see, and we are kind of just mowing through people before they can even kill our God of War.
Protons, neutrons, electrons, and more.
When you're playing 6 assassins, one of the ideas, okay, and here's an issue here. I could pick this queen, or this Phantom Queen, and I'm actually going to go ahead and pick her just so I have her, but she's going to stay on the bench for now. And the reason is, if I threw her in, and I'll show you right now, I'd no longer have the divinity buff. She has a demon buff, but I no longer have the divinity buff, and I think the divinity buff is stronger than her having her own demon buff. So I think this is my strongest lineup right now. But when you're playing assassins, your core is going to be 6 assassins, and you can get them online really quickly. So you kind of have to make a commitment fairly early on as far as what's going to go with your assassins. You can do things like get a Razor Claw, so you've got the Beast synergy. You can go with some sort of feathered tank by going Druids. That way you've got a 3 feathered buff as well. So very nice. I'm actually going to take out one of these, and I'm checking which one has the mana item on it. So that's the one with the mana item. I'm going to take out the other one. Throw in my Shadow Crawler, and I'm going to put these on her, because if I ever have the ability to get a Frantic Mask, I want it to go on her. She does a ton of damage with her crits, so we want her to attack quickly so she can get more of her really high damage crits. So we're actually doing quite well. This is round 8. We've got 2 2-stars. We already have 14 in the bank before the round started. So economy-wise, I think the win streak is allowing us to follow those basic economy rules of having 10 gold by the end of round 8. Therefore, we should be able to hit 50 gold by the end of round 15. And that's because we were able to maintain a win streak, which is why I did that earlier, where I leveled early, because I wanted to maintain this win streak. Another upgrade, so we should be probably the strongest person in the lobby. Let me check Laurie and see if I think I can beat... Oh, wow. So this person is spending all of their gold, and they have they have all 2 stars on the field. So it's 3 warriors with a Heaven Bomber and a Hell Knight. So that's actually... They're very strong. And if we run into Laurie, we're going to lose. So yeah, here's Laurie. We're going to lose it. A little unfortunate. We would have liked to keep our win streak going. The only way we win this is if we get extremely lucky with crits. But it doesn't look like that's happening, so a little unfortunate. But this person has been spending all of their gold. They have no economy, so they may be strong now, but they are definitely not going to be able to beat us later on, simply because they are going to run out of steam. So it feels bad to lose our win streak, but honestly, I feel I would much rather be in my position than this person's position. He was able to spend his gold. If I spent 20 gold right now, I would probably have been able to beat him. I would have been able to either level up and put another unit in, or I would have been able to upgrade my units and have a stronger lineup out there. However, I thought in this case it was a smarter idea to simply econ up. I would have beaten anybody but that one person, so it was a calculated risk. Unfortunately, we did run into them, but that's okay. Rock Golem, we are going to have no problem with this. Assassins do quite well against the PvE rounds, the minion rounds, so I'm thinking I'm going to level up after this. I can throw another unit in, and hopefully on the next shop we find a good unit for us. I'm looking here and I don't see one, and I'm actually going to sell this Phantom Queen because I would really like to get the extra the extra interest by hitting 30 gold here. Alright, another Dracula mask on my Shadow Crawler, so we're looking for 3 wooden clubs now. If we can hit some wooden clubs, she would be very strong. Okay, so there's another assassin, so I feel good about leveling up here, throwing him in. If we look at the lobby, so I am one of 3 players who've gone to level 6, but of those 3, I have the most gold. And in fact, there's even players at level 5 that I have more gold than as well, so aside from the person who disconnected and has not connected, I have the most gold and the highest level, so I actually feel really good about this game. Let's see, this is Resistance. I'm going to go ahead and put it on the God of War. He's our main tank, right? And if we ever decide to transition to a different tank, I can simply sell him. I would like to buy that Whisper Seer, but it would cost me 1 interest, so I'm not going to do it. Nice, Water Spirits. So this game is actually going swimmingly for us. We are finding the assassins we want to find, so now what we're looking for is a Shining Assassin. If we can find a Shining Assassin, then we would have 6 assassins and the divinity buff. I think at that point, the next best thing would be losing the Soulbreaker for a Lord of Sand, because I just personally think he is a stronger assassin. He's a bit tankier, and he does CC to like AoE CC as opposed to single target, so I would prefer to have a Lord of Sand in here. If I do find him for the Shining Assassin, he can be my 6th assassin, and then the Shining Assassin would replace the Soulbreaker. So that's my current plan. Finding a Shining Assassin, finding a Lord of Sand. Now, while we're doing that, I'm just going to economize to 250 gold, spend our excess gold on leveling and looking for those assassins. I'm thinking that we are going to be pretty much full build at level 8. I would really like at level 8 to have 6 assassins, all of which are 2 stars, a 3-star God of War, and then if we find a God of Thunder, that would be like the perfect level 8 comp for us. So I might be leveling up to level 8, and then spending excess gold on rerolls. I don't think I'll drop down below 50 right away. I think I'll just, anything I get over 50 is what I'm going to be rerolling with as opposed to leveling with it. If I were going for a different tank, maybe something like a Cave Clan or Druids or some sort of feather comp, then I would be, of course, leveling up because I'd want to put in my 9th and 10th units. But if we're Divinity, all that's really important are the 6 assassins and the 2 divinities. So, and who is this? Mangueza. So that guy beat us as well. Let's take a look at him. So he's got 4 2-stars and a 1-star. So I'm actually quite surprised that he beat us. I wouldn't think that comp would be strong enough to beat us, so that's a little surprising. Okay, so here we are, 50 gold, round 14, so we're 1 round early, which is perfect. I'm going to be buying Druids, and I'm going to be trying to get to level 8 as fast as I can while upgrading my units, looking for Lord of Sand and Phantom Queen. One thing that's nice about forcing builds is that you don't really have any difficult decisions to make as far as what should I be playing. However, sometimes it goes well for you and sometimes it goes horribly wrong if the game is just not giving you the units you're looking for. So I wouldn't advise forcing builds, but I think at these lower levels you can definitely do it, especially builds like Assassins, like Divinity, or Warriors, because those are fairly consistent ones that you can do. Trying to force something like Dragon Knight, for example, is much more challenging. And then, of course, there's the Goblin Gamble, when people try and force the Goblin Mech Warlock build. I get baited into that all the time, and it almost never pays off. Don't gamble on Goblins, kids. Here we've got the Wolf Pack, so I'm going to go ahead and get my ranged assassins up here. put my tank in the corner here, put my melee assassins like this. Like that, actually. This is going to make... These three will jump over here. He'll jump out. These two will stay put, and the God of War should end up tanking most of the wolves. And yeah, see, here he's taking 3 of them, so that was good. The disconnected person is out, so I don't have to worry about his economy. And the putting a 2-star God of War in the corner on this round is incredibly powerful. I think people should definitely be trying to do that as often as they can. And there's our first Frantic Mask, so that's really going to help out. 40% attack speed means I'm just going to be getting those really high damage crits a lot more often. So I really, really like putting that on Shadowcrawler. If I can find another 1 or 2, that would be amazing. Even at 2 stars, it makes Shadowcrawler just a monster of an assassin. And someone's still going. Okay. 70 gold. I'm going to go ahead and level. And I think in this case... I don't know what's best to throw in here. I'm thinking that I want to put my mana on the Abyssal Crawler. Do this, this. Oh, I didn't get him in time. I really should have put that Shadow Crawler in. That's a big mistake on my part. I'm probably going to lose this round. And it looks like I would have lost anyways, but I probably could have killed 1 or 2 characters. So that was a big mistake on my part. Unless the Abyssal Crawler can just constantly ult and never die. But I don't see that happening. Once he's to 3 stars, though, I could probably rely on him to at least either solo the enemy team or just continually regenerate and never die. That's why I'm throwing the mana items on him, because I'd like him to ult more. And ult more quickly. So there's a Venom. Let's throw our Shadowcrawler in, which I should have done last turn. Who did I give the... Oh yeah, I gave this to the Soulbreaker because I intend to sell him and give that item to the Shining Assassin instead. If I ever find a Lord of Sand or Shining Assassin, that is. Okay, excess gold on leveling, and we are just going to continue with our game plan. Look for Druids, look for Assassins, look for Gods of War. Mangueza, this is the other guy that beat us. I'm wondering if when he beat us, we just weren't hitting any of our crits. So it looks like we handle... Actually, we might lose again. So it looks like he may just have a really good comp against us. Now the water... Yeah, okay. So, outside of Mangueza and Lari, I think we're doing quite well against everybody else. So, Chris just beat us on his screen, so we need to watch out for that as well. Alright, so we're getting a little bit stronger here. Venom is really nice. He's kind of an underrated unit, but let's take a look at his ability here real quick. I think I want to go like this. So, if we look at his ability, once he casts his ultimate, he does 250 magic damage per second for 5 seconds, which would be 1250 damage. That's actually... of any like 2-star units, or of any equivalent star units to Venom, his ultimate is the most single target damage in the game. So it's really nice if you can get him to get 1 or 2 ultimates off. He can pretty much kill 2 units just by using his ultimate and not even having to auto attack them. So if you can get Venom to ult once or twice in a fight, it's going to make him really useful. So it's really smart to try and put mana items on him as well for that reason. Our Abyssal Crawler is probably going to finish off this Frost Knight. Okay. Oops, I don't even know what I just did. Okay. Druids, of course, are nice. It could end up swapping to a Druid build of some sort and losing the God of War. In fact, I can level once. If I sell the Unicorn, I could level again and hope to win. I think that's too risky. I think I'll just level on rounds 21. I think that's just a lot safer of a play to make. it looks like I should have no problem here. Yeah, I think I'm going to beat this guy without an issue, so... I've been forcing this build, and one thing I haven't been looking at is if other people are playing Assassins or Divinity. Fortunately, it doesn't look like it, but that guy did have 2 Assassins, so I was just thinking that maybe he might have had 3. But I don't really see Assassins on anybody else's team, so that's good. That means we have less competition for our pieces. We're more likely to hit the Assassins we're looking for. Alright, I'm going to buy this Phantom Queen. The reason I bought her is simply I might end up going for the Druid tanks instead of the God of War. And I'm just thinking because I'm hitting the Druids now and I'm not hitting Gods of War, and I'm not finding another Assassin. So I'd really like to get 6 Assassins online. If it means swapping from the God of War to something else, I think it's worth it. Because the 6 Assassin synergy is super strong. It makes your Assassins do so much more damage. So, depending on what shows up next round, if I don't hit a Lord of Sand or a Shining Assassin, that's probably what I'm going to do. In which case, it's safe to put my items on the God of War because I might just end up selling them. Okay. So no, If I throw her in, I'll have 6 Assassins, but I lose Divinity. Is that worth it? I think for that increased chance and increased damage, I think it is worth it. Now my Assassins are just going to be doing most of their damage with their attacks and not with their abilities. I could be wrong. You might be able to check out the math and realize that that was a poor decision, but I think, yeah, and you're seeing all these crits. These opponents are just melting, so I think it was the right decision. I'm still not 100% on that, but I think a lot of times going for like a 6-unit synergy is worth losing something like Divinity. That's my personal opinion. I don't know if the data supports that or not. I haven't really done an analysis of it. But it seemed to work out okay here. Okay, I am still going to keep buying these guys. And like I said, I'm going to use my excess gold on rolling and trying to upgrade my Assassins. So there's a Razor Claw. I might have just missed one, actually. I wasn't actually looking for Razor Claw, so I could have missed one, which would be unfortunate. I'm not sure what was the right unit to put in there. I feel like just throwing in another Assassin was just really nice, though. Ooh, I would really like to kill that Siren before he gets his ult off. That was good. So here's number 1 player fighting us. Let's see how that goes for him. Okay, so now we're beating him. He's got 3-star units, but it looks like just simply having the 6 Assassin synergy is more than enough to handle him now. So he stopped that win streak, which is super good. We're looking to upgrade these Druids. If I can get one of them to 2-star, I think I am going to replace the God of War with a Druid. But we are having trouble finding the ones we want.
Let's role play.
Okay, so we're looking for... I have way too many units right now. Okay, we are going to... We definitely want that. You know what, I think we're going to stick with the God of War. It was our initial plan, and I think it's a good plan that we should stick to. Wow. One thing you can do, since I'm losing the Divinity buff for my Assassins because of the Phantom Queen, one thing I can do is cancel her synergy by throwing another demon in. So if I find something like a Doom, I could end up throwing that in as my 8th unit for now, simply to get the Divinity buff back. So I think that's actually what I'm going to do right now. Look for something like a Doom, or yeah, just look for a Doom, I think, is going to be the best option here. Ooh, so close. Aw, dang, didn't hit it. Oh, I'd really like to get that Venom. Since the... I really do want that Venom. I'm trying to decide what's the best unit to lose right now. I think the Phantom Queen is the least important to try and 3-star of the ones that I'm looking at here, so I think I'm going to sell one of her. It does feel bad because she was a little bit closer, but I think Abyssal Crawler at 3 stars is just so powerful. I really do want to try and get that if I can. Okay, and this is Kratos. It looks like we could have an issue trying to beat this guy. Oh, just kidding. We have our Abyssal Crawler still. If he can get his ult off, which he barely did, he should be able to win this. Oh, wow. That's unfortunate. Okay, Lord of Sand. So I do want to sell this because even at 1 star, I think Lord of Sand is just better. So let's throw the Lord of Sand in. Yeah, we can put some tanky or some damage items on him, some armor on that guy. And we are struggling for space right now. We really do need to find a God of War so we can 3-star him. A couple Venoms. Since our bench is full, I know I wasn't going to plan on rushing up to level 9 and 10, but because we simply can't keep buying units, I think I am going to start putting excess gold into leveling. Once we hit level 9, we could throw another unit onto the field. It's going to give us a little bit of relief on our bench. So I think that's my plan, because as I keep rolling, I have to keep making these decisions of what to buy and what to sell. So I think that's probably the best decision right now, is to try and hit level 9 so I can throw another unit on the field. And actually, I'm thinking that 2 tanks might be better than having 2 of these guys on the field. Okay. Still going to be looking for a Doom or something to throw on to cancel out my Phantom Queen so I can have my Divinity buff back. And that can actually be my 9-unit comp, can be God of War, God of Thunder, 6 Assassins, and another Demon to cancel out the Demon buff. So I think that could be actually my final build here. So we're still forcing Assassins, but there's a couple different variations, and I'm still trying to navigate and figure out which one we're going to end up on. Okay, so we can level up here. I think I might actually like to have another Venom on the field as opposed to the Water Spirit. Again, because his ability just does so much single target damage. And we're still above 50 gold, so we're comfortable right now as far as not having to roll down and level up or anything. Or roll down and go all in. I don't think we need to do that quite yet. But it is something that's on my mind, is when am I going to spend all my money? I'm watching my HP pool so I know, so I can keep my economy as long as I possibly can, and then I can go all in pretty much as a last resort when I need to. Ooh, Wooden Club. We've been looking for those for Shadow Crawler. That is super good. She's now going to do so much damage. There's a Venom. Strange Egg. Actually, I'm just going to buy that for now, and I am going to look for a Venom or a God of War here, because then I could get both to 3 stars. Oh god.
I am the god of war. War never changes.
Oh crap. I messed that up so bad because I ran out of time. Yeah, sure, why not? So our God of War is super tanky. Next thing I think I want to be tanky is the Lord of Sand, because he's going to be jumping in, knocking people up, and I want him to survive and get his CC off multiple times. So I think I'm going to put my armor on the Lord of Sand now. This is Kratos. He's got lots of 3 stars, which we're actually going to have right now as well, so that's going to be good. And there's our Shining Assassin we've been looking for. So, let's do this. Ooh, now I'm going to look for a Venom.
Let my enemies try.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get my Abyssal Crawler. And now we're looking for a Venom or a Shining Assassin. There's the Shining Assassin. This can go on the Venom. We can level him up. Sweet. So we just hit a huge power spike just now. And we need 2 more. Let's see, this doesn't look like it's ever happening. I'm going to sell that to get the gold. Hopefully we win this and I can get the interest. It does look like we're going to win this, so that's really nice. That guy has so many 3 stars. Oh my god. He has 6 3 stars and a 2 star in the field. Wow, that was insane. Okay. So, most important things now to add to the field are a demon and a god of thunder. So, this may be a crappy demon for us right now, but I think in this case it's probably better than not having it, so I'm going to lose this. I just want the divinity back. I think it's going to really, really make our team a lot more strong. So, 2 water spirits and a god of thunder, and we are done. And I honestly don't care if this Fallen Witcher dies like as soon as the fight starts. He's literally only there to get the divinity buff back. Okay. This is going to go on the Shadow Crawler, and I think this is going to go on my Shining Assassin, because I want her to be able to ult often. Ooh, how do I fit all this on the field? Who comes off? I have 7 assassins, so I can take one of them off. I think, honestly, it's the Water Elemental. Wow, that's just a really strong team. We probably have the strongest team now, if I had to guess. The God of Thunder isn't really there for his ability or anything, though his ability is really nice. He's just there so that my assassins have even shorter cooldowns on their abilities. And yeah, we just destroyed that guy. Let's look at Kratos here. Yeah, we're destroying him as well. And with the 3-star Abyssal Crawler, we have a chance to win any round. So that's super nice. Now, you know what? I'm actually going to sell the Lord of Sand. I'm okay with this being my lineup. I'm going to put that onto the Abyssal Crawler. I'm just going to make my God of Thunder, or my God of War, a huge tank. Okay. I did that because I'm going to end up putting my Water Spirit in anyways as soon as it's 3 stars, so I may as well just do it now, get up to 20 gold so I can have the interest, and it could even just be a stronger lineup as it is. And I'm not sure anybody's going to find a way to beat us, so I'm thinking that against assassins, you have a couple options. You can try and play some sort of feathered comp, or you could try some sort of mage comp. And I don't think we're running into either of those. Let's see, we are going up against a Divinity Warrior, a Glacier Knight, and a Cave Warrior. So I don't think any of these comps are well suited to beat us. So we're probably in a good position to win this game. I would like to upgrade that Fallen Witcher for a better demon, actually. I kind of forgot to be looking for that. If this were a Doom, or like a Shadow Devil even, I think it would be a lot better. Oh, and here's the guy with 1 billion 3 stars. Let's see how we do against him. One reason I don't like Fallen Witcher is it basically kills one of your units, because, you know, it's tanking damage and then it swaps health with somebody. So I feel like it could end up taking all of the HP of one of your really powerful units, like maybe your Abyssal Crawler or something, and then your Abyssal Crawler is just dead. So I really am not a big fan of it, and I would like to get rid of it if I can. Let's just keep economizing for now. I'm gonna buy her. If I win this round, I'm just gonna sell her back to get to 40 gold. And if I lose, then it makes no difference. And now I'm checking to see if anybody's beating me. So Laurie, Kratos, that name. Those are the three. So last time we fought all three of these people, we beat them. So they could have obviously strengthened their comps, but as far as I am aware, we are the strongest team in the game right now. So there's no reason to spend all our gold. We are winning as it is, and I'm going to save that gold so that if anybody does get more powerful, then we've got something to recover with. And we just keep getting tank items. This is amazing. Who... I think the Abyssal... Oh, here we go. Sweet. I think getting the Abyssal Crawler a little tanky, because he's kind of like my Hail Mary on every round. As far as him just ulting constantly and never dying, so I think putting the armor on him is going to make that just more of a likely situation. And this looks like the final team. I could, if I hit level 10, which I might do in 2 rounds at round 37. If I hit level 10, what I'm thinking of doing is probably just adding something for CC, something like a Storm Shaman, also a, what's that one spirit's name called? Like a Fallen Spirit, I think? Dark Spirit? The one that does the % health damage. Maybe something like that, since we're going up against tanky people. But I'm not quite sure what's best, actually. Oh, and he didn't... He died to the Dragon King. Okay. Small upgrade, but an upgrade nonetheless. I really just don't like having Fallen Witcher. And actually, if I go this route, if I get the Dark Spirit as well, then I'll have Warlock, and then my units will be healing based on all the damage. So that's probably the right way to go. Attack damage increased by 50. That's going to go on my Shining Assassin, of course. She does so much damage. Let's watch the DPS meter here. Shadow Crawler, God of Thunder, Shining Assassin. They're probably going to top it. And would you look at that? The God of War got off so many ults that he topped the damage meter. Yeah, when he's at 3-star, he is pretty incredibly powerful. Oh nice, we knocked somebody else out. So now it's just us and Laurie. Laurie's on a lose streak, so we should have no issues closing this game out. Of course, we are going to make smart decisions. We don't want to throw it away right at the end here. So I think I am just going to level up. It doesn't cost us very much. And look for a Storm Shaman or something to finalize the build. There we go.
Feeling worn out? Try electrotherapy.
And then we want to put our items out. I'd like God of Thunder to ult faster. Let's just put some items on Venom for fun. I don't think I've ever had a 3-star Venom. This might be my first one. It's kind of cool. Oh, do you know what we could also do? Is we could get a source. So we could... source is included in like Divinity Mage builds because the cooldowns are so low that your limiting factor is not actually your cooldowns, it's the mana. So I might even opt to put a source in here. It looks like we're winning comfortably though. I don't think I need to do that. But in theory, that could be a good decision. Ooh, do I want to do... Nah, I think I'll stick with the Shadow Devil just for fun.
Love is
I'll enjoy their suffering.
I'm just going to put that there for now, see if I can find any of the guys. Okay, so there's the Storm Shaman, so this is going to go on the God of Thunder. Oh, too slow. Oh, did you see that? That was weird.
is power.
So, we forced a build here. We came into this game fully wanting to play Assassins. Assassins is one of the better builds to force, simply because you can complete your build, you complete your 6 Assassin synergy quite early. And it's not, I mean, you do see players, like 1 or 2 players per game doing it, but it's not like Warriors where every single player in the game is trying to play it. Alright, so we have finally got the Smurf account into Knight. We still have not failed to be top 3, so let's go ahead and look at our endgame screen here. So we had an army value of 121, 331 economy, so there was no way any of these players were going to be able to keep up economy-wise. We just made so much more money that we were able to afford a much stronger army. And see, here we go. So I was saying normally my army value to income is right around a 25%, but we're actually over 33%. So we're probably somewhere closer to 35%. So I actually was really good this game about translating economy into army value. That's the skill that I'm personally working on to improve my game. Let's see, we beat a Knight 2. That's probably the top ranked player in here. He was probably thinking, like, how am I losing to this pawn scrub? Okay. Let's go ahead and look at our details here. So we are at our current highest rank, Knight 1. 6 games, we've won 4 of them, and we are 100% top 3, so it took us 6 games to hit Knight from pawn 1. I think the climb kind of slows down. You stop gaining so many points for every win as you get higher and higher. I know on my main account, sometimes I'll win and get 18 points or 17 points. When a lose, you lose like 50, so it's really much more difficult to climb at the higher ranks. But at these lower ranks, you can climb quite quickly. It took us 6 games to get from pawn to knight. It'll probably take us maybe double that, maybe 12 if I had to guess, to get from knight to bishop. So that was us forcing assassins. Thanks for watching, guys. Please go ahead and leave comments if you would like me to force another build in the next game, and I'll see you guys next time.